Hello there, this is Marxist, and I'm going to be bringing you a cast from ESEA Season 14, which is the current season as of this very second, of Week 1 IM matches. This will be the only IM match that I'm going to cast so far. There are most of the teams, I believe all of them in fact, have two more matches yet to play, so we'll see what goes down there. I don't really want to cast any bad games or any rolls, and this looked to be fairly close, and I was told by some of the participants that it would be fun to watch. So we'll see what we get. I didn't watch it when it was happening live, but the scoreline looks pretty entertaining at least. So, at least in comparison to the other IM matches that have been played so far. So, we've got Fragophilia Gaming versus Playground Tactics. Fragophilia Gaming was formerly known as Ego and was in IM last season, and I believe finished third in their season of Open prior to that. Don't quote me on that. It was somewhere above 5, surely. And versus Playground Tactics, who's brand new to IM, but got second place in Open last season. So if they have a good reference from last season, the IM call-ups that placed within the top 5 for the most part did rather well in IM, so they should be able to hold their own. For Fragophilia Gaming, we have Steve C, who is listed as a backup on the roster but is playing here. Steve C's been around a long time and has been to the top of IM in the past. Okus, another player who's been around for quite a while, is listed as a starter, so we should be seeing a lot of Okus from Fragophilia Gaming, barring any strange roster changes. I believe he's also a brand new addition to the roster from relative to previous seasons. You have Wilson on Roamer, who's been an Ego / Fragophilia mainstay for a long time at Roamer. He's been with them pretty much, I think, since they started. Then you have Fan of Angels, who's subbing in for Madoff, who apparently had payment problems the night of this match. But Fan's not a bad player by any means, and did rather well for himself in Open last season. And I'm sure we'll be seeing him as long as he's got the time to play in IM, at least soon. And then you've got Noodle, who was med at least last season, I'm not 100%. And you've got Joe, who, again, has been with this team for quite some time and is one of the more exciting demo men in IM right now. And hopefully he'll get some good matches on Badlands, because he is a technician on Badlands. And in our other corner, we have the Open upstarts, who finished second, as I said, trying to prove that they can hold their own in IM. You've got Insom, who is one of the luckier snipers in existence, self-proclaimed. Sun, who is a rather good scout. I haven't really heard of him prior to interacting with these guys, but he can be impressive. Rikuso has been around for a while, playing on a lot of different teams. Darkstar, who played scout for Indust last season, which was a team that was favorited to win Open, but it didn't end up happening. London Calling, who's been a longtime friend of my own. We started playing Med at about the same time, so he and I are pretty familiar with each other, and we've played each other several times in the past. And then Rikachu on Demo Man, and he's a pretty strong demo, especially last season in Open. He was a pretty darn strong demo man relative to his competition. So we'll get down to business here and drop in the game. See how it goes. We'll begin here watching Joe's rollout. Match is live, ready to go. I got view models this time even, so this should be fun. Doesn't do the ramp slide. We got some tech spines coming from Steve C. And we're going to start off with Joe going to the right, so we're going to switch things up. Rikachu is much slower to mid than Joe. Shooting some sticks up top. We got a pretty standard set of mids here, but Steve C's coming around on the demo, trying to find himself some meat, a little bit of sandwiches. But instead, so far we've just traded roamers around. Fan's health is a little bit bad, but we got positional advantage for blue team right now, but they sack all their health to do that. Oh, Fan! Fan gives that scout a little what for. But both teams retain their medics through these mids, so we're gonna see a cap and some stabilization most likely. We get a little bit of invisibility with some nice demo hat action. I had those glasses once, but I gave them away. Biggest mistake of my TF2 career. So looks like we're setting up for a pretty standard hold here. We've got the blue... Wilson's going to be the pick, so we're going to see blue team push unless a disaster occurs here. And it looks like we're going to probably have Darkstar be the man of the hour. But they're wasting a lot of time here. Wilson's going to be back alive, and roamers can jump to mid really quickly on this map. I guess they're just going to let it go. So, shooting up some stickies there, looking at a wall. Let's go do some other stuff. See, there's Wilson. He's already back at mid. So, a missed opportunity there, perhaps, for playground tactics. It's a little tough to push mid on this map because it's big. They can run away from you, and Wilson's going to be back quick. So, that's something you could apply in your own game, especially if you're a roamer that can do the jumps. If you die, it's not a big deal. Okay, we got a pretty standard defense, pretty standard offensive sort of mid-hold here. Oh, we're bombing in. Are we going to do anything? He kills London Calling! London Calling drops the Uber! I mean, London doesn't really want to pop there because your Uber is going to be terrible, but that was just poor defense. You got to be able to stop the bombers there. And now we're going to have the point go down, and blue team's going to be in some bad sorts because Uber advantage is held by Noodle here, and they're still one down and will be so for some time. And there are no stickies on the point, so Steve C's kind of free to finagle it all he likes. And we lose Okus, so that's probably going to call. It's a good tactic when you're pushing last like that in a fluid situation without Ubers. Stay in until the first person dies. Once your first guy dies, back out, reset. Because it's not a big deal. Noodle's got the Uber here, so it's not a big deal at all. Probably see a push come from lobby. We'll see if... Now, blue team here has set up a sentry gun. We'll see, and has a sniper. So, chances are this Uber advantage is going to go. Yeah, they're just going to let it reset. So, now we're going to have to see Fragophilia here come up with some solutions. So, it looks like it's going to be suiciding Steve C. We'll see Steve C come up sniper, pyro, spy, heavy, something creative, I imagine. And Insom goes for the counter-suicide, but it's a little late. This map is good for that. If the other team suicides on you, then just go ahead and suicide right back. And that teases out a push from Fragophilia, and they go in and get the gun. So we're going to have an Uber go down here, but Insom's going to be back. So, and Fan goes down, and Steve C goes down, so that pushes a wash. We'll see what Rikuso does here. Ooh, ooh. If ever there was a time for a blind debt, Joe, that was the time. We're going to see a cap come down here, because without Fan, without Steve C, oh, a back cap going down, but from Wilson, and he doesn't get it. So now we're going to see a partial reset. Although, if they gamble a bit, they may be able to get some ground here, especially on the flank with Sun, because there's no other scout here still. And they should know that. Now that other scout's going to be there, but they're already in. I imagine that's Rikuso, and he gets the pop out. Oh, don't die, Rikuso. Oh, he goes down. But still, their blue is going to have literally all the time in the world, the next 9 minutes, to figure out how they want to push, but they get popped! And they lose their med. They didn't even get popped, I don't think. I may have missed that. That was bad casting on my part. But we're going to end up right back where we were. only much worse for blue because they're not going to have a team for quite some time. And there we go. It's all over. So we'll watch another mid here. We'll go with Rikachu if we can find him. There we go. Gets the ramp slide. Can he do the big boy ramp slide? Oh, he does it. Rikachu, as fast as you can be. Looking for Joe. Knows he's on the left because he doesn't see any business going on over there. Takes... Oh, Rikachu in trouble. His team has to take the pressure off of him, and he's getting tanked right now. Rikuso goes down, but... And Fan goes down as well to some pistol. Very slow developing mid so far. Steve C's probably going to get this soldier. Oh, and he goes down to a nice pipe from Rikachu. So we're going to see a full backup here. Probably with our friends in Fragophilia pulling themselves back pretty far. And probably not going to contest. Yeah. Wilson and Fan, too hurt. The jumpers are too hurt. Can't do it. So we're going to see Uber v Uber on last. And probably, if I was a betting man, I would bet we're going to see a suicide from Insom or a Kuso. My money is personally on Insom, because he does play the sniper man, and he's quite lucky with it, in fact. So just a little bit of a stalemate, a little bit of chilling out. Teams figuring out what they're going to do. I imagine what's happening right now is, oh, we're getting a bomb in, and they've got the pop, so life is good for Playground Tactics. Oh, and Steve C and Fan go down, so that could be dangerous. They did get the pop out, and this Uber could end up being pretty bad for blue. But they do have a two-man advantage, which, in general, in theory, should guarantee victory. And Okus can't do it, so we're tied at 1-1. We'll watch. You know what? For old time's sakes, let's go find ourselves some Steve C. There he is. We'll watch a Steve C mid. Oh, going for the pistols on that demo at the start. Rounds left aggressively, and blue is just not coming to mid on this. Rikuso gets floated. They lose Rikachu right away. They just stood in choke. There was not much of a mid there. Wilson went down, but that's Romer's job. They're playing clear in the back here, trying to preserve their medic and spam them up a bit. Fragophilia actually played into it by standing against the wall and eating as much spam basically as blue could hand out, but they just never they never saw their opening. And now we're on last. Uber v Uber. So we'll see what's going on here, and Steve C goes down. So I imagine that was the beginnings of a suicide, maybe. We'll probably see a Steve C creative class play here. And they're going to go for the counter-suicide again, which I really, really like. That one was actually better executed than the previous one. It was much, much quicker. You've got to if you're going to run a counter-suicide, you've got to do it like the second that guy dies. Because this, especially on this map, it's easy to push out. And they do it again. They pop in again to counter the counter-suicide. Joe's in a lot of trouble, so that's pretty much guaranteeing failure. Fragophilia is just getting too excited about the counter-suicide. And blue's got their whole complement. There's not a single blue player dead now. Oh, and Rikuso so good at dodging, he dodges his own medic's arrow. Good try, London. So we got Rikuso moving down into IT here. This is the typical location for roamers. Because as you can see, that little door there is a little difficult to work with when there's a soldier in your way. And this is kind of giving me flashbacks of where we've been for a lot of this game. Of stalemating 2 to mid. And Playground Tactics is actually playing on the point, which you don't see every day. Also, where those stickies were is basically the worst spot on this entire map. Maybe even in all of Comp 6's. because you can just get nailed from every angle. They're gonna just bomb in and play like Europeans and try to get the Uber out. We'll see if Darkstar can escape. Blue did have to flash, and they do kill Wilson on the flank, so that's good. Oh, this is a great engagement for Playground Tactics. Red allowed themselves to go down in IT. I don't know if Wilson just got aggressive there. And then they were all bunched up in choke getting ready to be aggressive and just got destroyed by the projectile classes and the scout flank. That was perfectly executed, so excuse me for knocking on Euro Tactics.
Our control point is being captured.
We got Steve C going spy, trying to save the world. There he is. We found him and then we lost him. Bloody camera work. Where'd he go? Oh, he's already dead. There we go. I missed it, and so did you, and nothing happened anyways. So, Playground Tactics has a great amount of Uber advantage, as well as a player that's going to be down for basically as long as they need, but they're being a little too slow. There they go. We're in now. This soldier's dust. They kill the roamer. We need the heavies focused out, so this is solid. Darkstar goes down, London Collin teasing the point. Oh, the demo goes down. I still don't think it's going to make a difference. Steve C can't clutch it out and kill 3 people. So we see Playground Tactics, the open call-ups, winning right now against the IM veterans in Fragophilia. We'll watch a Wilson mid. He's the roamer, so we're going to see some pretty crazy stuff. Oh, he's going for the massive jump, and he flubs it. Oh, well, he's still... Oh, now he's not okay. He's not okay at all. So they're already 2 down there on Fragophilia. 3 down now. That's the end of the mid. Pull your medic out. Have a nice day. So, really solid mid there from Playground Tactics. And they're going to get 2 off of it, too, it looks like. Darkstar, sorry for catching that on camera. But we'll end up... We actually have significant Uber advantage for Fragophilia, but I doubt they know. And London's still not charging. What's going on, London? I guess he wanted to get in the safety cupboard early. So that's the little... Where Darkstar is right now. I call that, in these situations, the safety cupboard. Now they know that a pyro is being run, and Sun goes down, so it was probably a suicide, or, oh, he says it was lag, in fact. So, and the counter-suicide comes out from Wilson, so that's just going to prompt a reset, and we're going to see Sun actually just come back up scout. I would have liked to have seen him... Oh, he's holding the door open for Insom, the world's luckiest sniper! So we're going to keep it on the Insom cam here and see if he can get anything done. We got a lot of Steve C teasing the soldiers, asking for reflex. But Insom's going to give him a little bit of the business if he tries that again. So, oh, the demo's in clean sight, but he doesn't. He does do damage and catches him into a bit of... Oh, other sniper. We got one using an op, and the other one using the stock. See which is better here. And Steve C is on spy. I don't know who to watch. He does good damage to Joe, but he himself is injured as well. I don't see Steve C running around here. We're going to try and find him and see what he sees. Alright, he's waiting in lobby, stalking his prey. He's having trouble, and you don't really want to run in front of the sniper while he's trying to shoot. He's going to kill the sniper. So that'll at least just delay their push a little bit more. In some spy guy, sniper down, a little bit of banter back and forth. Baited. They go in for the bomb. We'll see if we can get a counter-suicide coming out here. It's a little slow from Wilson. And he goes down. So we're going to have Recurso coming up. Insom just respawned sniper. He didn't care about that spy play. And Recurso's staying soldier. So we'll go back to the Insom cam. And he's slowly crawling up here and getting ready to click on some heads. Oh, he's just gonna go for the quick peek here. Takes the rocket, does a little bit of damage, I believe. And now we're gonna peek down here again. There are sticks there. Hopefully he told someone. He's in trouble. He's down in this lobby by himself. It's like, guys, I'm the sniper. I can't do this. I gotta go get health packs. Oh man. Now it's just all sorts of problems for Insom. The sniper man. Not getting so lucky so far. He's done damage, but it's not been that perfect pick he's looking for. There we go. So that's gonna prompt a push most likely. Steve C is spy, and there are sticks here that are gonna delay them, and he was in that spot before. Oh, he gets London calling. He was in the same spot. So we're gonna see a push, or at least the beginnings of one, and they pop Fragophilia really early, so they could try. They could try. Oh, the back cap doesn't go. That'll pull them back though. Even though the spawns for blue are pretty bad, if they spam this enough, Joe plants several gardens of sticky traps, and they manage to deny forward spawns because of how quickly they cap that. So mid's probably gonna go. Oh, he gets on Noodle. Yep, Rikuso gets some nice kills there on a Noodle. So even if Fragophilia takes mid down, if nothing happens to London in the next couple seconds, he's going to have his Uber, and they are going to retake mid in all likelihood. So we'll see. I'm gonna wager if they do actually try to contest in any effective way that it'll be Wilson. He's not gonna be the one to do it. We do. Yeah, they're just teasing. They're just teasing. Joe takes some pretty decent damage too. Now, see, this is the situation. Oh, Rikachu goes down. That was a good pick there. It's unfortunate that he didn't get flashed. He got launched kind of high. But they managed to do it. They get the Uber out, and they're effectively contesting second. It doesn't matter that they capped, really. They're going to get Rikachu back, but that's probably going to be it. So, yeah, and Rikuso and Darkstar, both soldiers for Playground Tactics, are going to be spawning in the back. And Fragophilia has full Uber advantage, so unless they get popped here, it's going to be Playground Tactics sitting on their last, wondering what went wrong. Oh, it looks like we're going to have an IT push from Fragophilia. This is kind of dangerous, but there's no soldier there to block him out at the start. Rikachu's aware, but... Oh, and it's a scout Uber into the rollout tunnel. Is he going to do it? London's hurt! London's hurt! He's dodging, he's juking, he's jiving, he's doing everything he can, and Steve C can't get the kill, and London gets the Uber. Now, in my little world, this is a good situation to push out. This map lets you push out very easily, and it looks like we're going to see that. It's a risky play, though, because last is last, and you lose. So, if they take it away from you... Oh, both scouts go down. It's over. It's over. Back out. Run away, guys. Yeah, both scouts die in a sticky trap. And that, my friends, is why you never have two people walk through a door at the same time. Because Demo Man is a class in this game. Some aggression comes in from Wilson, but it gets countered. However, Fragophilia has brought in a Russian. And Russians are sometimes effective, but not that one. And that just gets all cleaned up, so... And Rikachu is trying to spawn camp / kill the medic, but he's out of there. Not enough. They did effectively deny forward, so unless you get really fast jumps out of those soldiers, which maybe they did, but they're not going to do anything either way. Now, yeah, this is the problem. Fragophilia maintain their Uber advantage. They did manage to pop it, though. So now we're basically refighting mid, but Insom gets caught out a little bit and goes down there. So now this is about preserving London. As long as all this craziness going on right now is all about preserving London. And Unfortunately, London does get out, but too much of his team goes down in the process. All they had to do there was back up, get Uber, and defend second and take mid back. And if they killed Noodle in that, then they would be on their enemy's second eventually. The point is going down. I can't find anyone there. In some, London does have to use his Uber, which is pretty much the worst thing in the world for playground tactics. Because, no, Insom running onto stickies, trying to do something, but he goes down, and that should prompt a push. The other tragic thing about Insom's death is that Noodle's going to have Uber before Insom is fully back alive. So Insom's basically going to be walking out of spawn here when he comes. Noodle gets tossed around, so the Uber not as effective as it could have been, but yeah, the point goes down. So we got a tie game now. Whenever you can get your demo in the position that Joe was in, it's just over. You probably won unless that demo's there by himself with no friends whatsoever. And Joe's got a pretty good run at the rollout, and he's sticking up his enemy demo man's health pack and using the crates for cover, so we're going to switch to someone else. Rikachu kind of chilling where I would chill if I were demo man. And we got good damage going down on Joe, and he's dead now. So, but then all the frags come in for Fragophilia. I guess they just focused on Joe a little too much. I didn't really see it, but that's what it looked like to me. I would zoom out and watch these like it was a demo review, but then my FPS would just get destroyed. Because that's how Fraps and I work together. So we're going to see, because of London's late death, a pretty bad situation here. I can't fault London for that. It looked like his team was winning there for quite some time if you just looked at the health numbers, but then Steve C and friends just came in and cleaned everything up. And we're going to have Insom playing Sniper here, going to try and play the spoiler and ruin Noodle's day. Oh, there's sticks there. Fan finds those. Nice find, Fan. And he's going to just walk in. Joe goes down, though, to the Sniper, so that's a huge pick for Insom if they can get on the point and stop it. Fan doing what he can. Insom goes back to Scout after ruining their Uber, so you don't have to get the medic. The demo man usually is the guy that wins last pushes, and that's going to be what happens. Rikachu up close at choke here, kind of a little bit of loose on his health, but they do have Uber. Now, this could be a make or break moment for this match. If Playground Tactics can get in without popping, or get in and kill Noodle, they could swing this game into their favor. They do take Steve C down, but Noodle has, as of yet, survived, and London does have to pop Uber. So we're playing back here on the point, and Rikuso goes down. So that's probably going to be the end of the aggression from Playground Tactics, unless they go bonkers. And we're probably going to see a leapfrog push of mid by Fragophilia. And they're going to do it through IT. Playground Tactics is ready for this. They're stacked up kind of heavy here. And they get the pop quick. So as long as London survives, he doesn't. London goes down to Okus, so that's it. You're going to see 2 go down for Fragophilia now, barring huge, massive plays. They do get the med. Well orchestrated suicide. They already realized that their goose was cooked, and that they needed to end Noodle's life, did Insom and Rikuso, and they attacked virtually at the same moment. That's the best, making the best of a bad situation. We're going to see a little bit of contesting from Playground Tactics. They could do it, and Fan doesn't have an equalizer, so maybe he was having a little bit of client troubles of his own. And Wilson does go down, so that's going to calm the aggression and put Playground Tactics back into the situation that they would like to be in, which is one with Uber advantage. And we'll see maybe a push come out here. They should do it pretty much as soon as they've got it. And they've already got their scouts pressuring choke, which I really like. And they are oh, Darkstar kills himself. He just couldn't handle the pressure of the push. So, and there's a scout backcapping. London, good find. Both scouts are backcapping. So that's a disaster for Playground Tactics. Their push that should have been easy is no longer quite so easy. Now, Insom going ham and basically killing the entire flank of Fragophilia, so he saves the day. Well played to Insom. And he finally goes down. He didn't have enough blood. He needed to charge into 3 people there. And the Uber is popped, so that's not bad. That's good there. Pretty bad day if you're Fragophilia. Oh, but there's so much in choke. Oh, and Rikachu manages to stop Steve C from turning him into a sandwich with some kind of meat product on it. Oh, and he gets nice frags on Okus too, and he's gonna scoot. Oh, he goes for the pain train kill, and Wilson kills himself. Sometimes that 65 damage will do it. I've missed a lot of things, but sometimes you see some good stuff. So Rikachu going for a little bit of the showboatery there. Steve C is spy, so we're gonna get him because he ruined some days, and I just missed him. You know, I'm really good at this. So there we go. London Calling already popped. Spy probably gonna be ineffectual at best. He might be able to get this scout on the point, though. He's spotted and dies. So Playground Tactics is ready to push last. The only real problem here is that Noodle's got Uber advantage, and this is a map that you can push out on. And it looks like they are at least going to pressure up. Playground Tactics isn't going to let them do that. They're just going to push in. Excellent idea. The picks start to come down, though. It's a little bit even, and they pop, so now London is over-invested. Oh, turn around. We'll see. Can London get out? Oh, and he kills Steve C. London is a survivor. Fragophilia is a little too weak to push out, so that was great there. It just got really scary that London was in there for so long, but I guess he knew what he was doing. He survived, so well played to London there. So now we're going to see an Uber advantage push from Playground Tactics. Pretty much, I imagine, as soon as they get it. Checking for traps is Darkstar, very diligent little pocket. London went through literal hell to get this Uber. But they're taking a little too long. They brought a ton of people into this Uber, and this is going to be bad. Yep. They took too long to get that push orchestrated. If you bring 3 people in on your own Uber and then they pop, that's the time when you know you have made a dreadful mistake. And Steve C given that a no-move juke. Rakuso's hiding in sewers, though. He opened the Al-Qaeda door, though. Maybe someone saw that. Nope. He's out for blood. Oh, he misses one rocket. There he goes. He gets that one. Oh, that almost was there. And we've got some spy play coming from Insom, and he may get Okus. But the GHs are going down, so that could mean that there isn't enough time left for us to finish this round. We'll wait for it to finish out here. Maybe it was preemptive. We're getting a lot of fighting and Uber pops. This is the general craziness. So at the end of the first half, we are 2-2. So that's pretty solid play from Playground Tactics. A few bad timings cost them some rounds, and Steve C's spy play, but really, it's pretty even here. So it's halftime now, which in America means we get to switch our team colors and have a little drink, have a little snack, and be back in a bit. But in my case, and this YouTube video, thanks to the magic of video editing, we'll be back right in a jiff. And halftime happens faster than you'd think because we're already back. And we're going to live a day in Sun's life here at mid. Since I don't know very much about him, I don't really know what to expect. I have not followed his career. So we're tied up here, though, going into the second half. So this is basically a brand new game. Sun's going to pressure the middle of the point. He's going to see soldiers getting completely denied by Rikachu. And then die. And Rikuso dies too. Fan's death evens this out a little bit. And Rikachu gets Noodle with just a random spam pipe, more or less. So that's pretty big. As long as London does not die, live London is his thought right now. Oh, and a sticky gets him. They tried to play that for a little bit too long. In that case, they knew they had London alive. Nobody was really healthy enough to chase them. And in that case, I'd have just said, good luck, Rikachu, and run myself away. But London quite a bit braver than me, and really, with the way spawns are coming down here, you could actually see just a straight up repush, and the point is not yet capped. So, yeah, there they go. London does die, but Playground Tactics ends up, or no, it's the other color around. So, yeah, that's exactly as I thought it would be. Color switching, messing with my mind. That's what happens when you watch Euro TF2 for too long. So they're just going to say, screw it, and go for the push here, and get Insom in the flank. So Rikuso's pretty hurt there. Yeah, Rikachu goes down. No demo, no point presence. Oh, and they lose the farm. Fragophilia pushes in, Ubers be damned, and doesn't lose a single player. You can't let that happen. And then they take the round, so maybe they discussed a little something during halftime there and got themselves in a different state of mind. Let's see, what do we got? We'll watch Joe again. Joe with the more or less perfect rollout. So there we go. He knows the other demo is headed to the left. Oh, they're actually just gonna duel it out. Oh, and Playground Tactics is doing that thing where they get stuck behind the rock, and they're gonna regret that happening to them because they lose mid. Fragophilia coming out on a terror here. And Joe gets Insom, who was trying to do something up at choke. But they're just bleeding out now. They're going to have to pull the team and go back to last. But you're going to have a flank come down here, maybe. Yep, there it is. And they get London, so that's not good. That's going to result in Fragophilia probably pushing in right now, and they are. You've got Joe sticking people back. The thing here is that they didn't really get point presence, and now Fan is dead. The health is terrible on Playground Tactics, though, because their meta's been dead. So I don't know. Can Joe clutch this? He's gonna... Oh, he goes for the air shot, misses, but Rikuso dies anyways. And Steve C comes in, and it's London versus the world. And all of a sudden, from a tie game, we're now 4-2 with game... or match point, rather. So we're gonna watch Rikachu here do his rollout again. Or rather, you know what? Let's do a life in the day... A day in the life of Rikuso. See what he's got for us here at this mid. He's going to go for the slower rollout, so that's fine. Wilson goes pretty quick. Rikachu's hurt again, but so's Joe, so demo on demo violence there. Rikuso's just like in their team. And Wilson, Fan, Steve, Oka, so all the major non-demo combat classes are dead. And Playground Tactics is out for blood, so hopefully this doesn't go awry. There we go. Rikachu's a little hurt, but he's being healed now. And London does have quite a bit of Uber advantage, so we'll see if they recognize that there were points in that where Noodle had to say, I'm sorry, Joe, but I can't stand here and heal you. Apparently not, so they're just going to let this set out. And probably run a suicide very shortly to try and get themselves back in this game. And we have Insom on sniper. So we'll see if the luckiest sniper can get something here. He already got a kill earlier that prompted a push. We'll see what he's got for us. Nothing over there, he says. He's also been backstabbed by Steve C. So, oh, and he sees the dot. There we go. That was a good pickup there from... Oh, and he gets Steve C. So that's probably going to prompt a push. It's a pick. A pick is a pick is a pick. They're not really moving off of it, though. And there's no counter-suicide yet. So, I don't know... They just decided to pass that one up. A sniper pick is not good enough for playground tactics right here. Or maybe they're going to try and sneak Rakuso in. Nope, he's just spamming a little bit. And we've got Steve C on spy. So, they decided... Playground tactics decided to be choosy with their picks there. And now they've got a spy. And he gets dead. Oh, Steve C faces the problems of the spy. Who knows? Maybe he bumped Rakuso a little bit. Insom gets really deep, but doesn't get the pick that he wants. And we've got a pop now. Rakuso does. They get worried about the sniper, and Rakuso gets in. They let the Rakuso in. And Sun's just thinking back cap or pop or something here. Oh, and he gets Joe too. So this should be great. Sun loses his 1v1 to Steve C, although to be fair, both players had medics, I believe. And you've got a Russian on the point, and Playground Tactics loses some of its players, so... And Joe's coming out quick. They're down on the ground as Playground Tactics, so they're going to have to get out. That was a little bit of a positioning error, although they did have picks. And Rakuso gets air scattergunned, and now they're trying to come back in, and this is not gonna go. So we have a situation now where Fragophilia has a little bit of an Uber advantage. They may not realize that they have it, and it's simply because of the order in which Ubers were popped. Because the forcing of Noodle happened a little bit, but we're gonna let that go. Lots, you know, it's not unusual for teams to not realize they have these slim advantages. But Wilson does go down, so that's gonna in a sticky trap, I imagine, and Fan's gonna trade Ubers here. And he's gonna chase. He doesn't know what he wants to do right now. Alright. Goes for air shots, doesn't get him. Goes for this scout, and oh, he doesn't get it. So pretty ineffective Uber there from Fan. My simple rule of playing Pocket is when in doubt, high ground. But Fan didn't really want to do that there, and they get a little delayed. Oh, and they lose Dark Star, does Playground Tactics, but they could still do this. The health is really bad still on Fragophilia, and the point is literal nipple hairs away. Just nipple hairs, but they can't get it. The picks don't go down. It's just London, and I don't imagine London's backcapping right now, so no, they're gonna have to reset, and we're back to where we were before Wilson died in the sticky trap. So it's still not the end of the world for Playground Tactics. They've got all the time in the world, but it looks like Fragophilia is gonna try and force their way in here and just go with it. Then Playground Tactics just lets them run in. So. And Dark Star dies, so that's Dark Star and Fan trade more or less. They don't literally trade, but and that comes into play a little bit because Dark Star's got a slight spawn advantage if he can do the jumps. And we've already got the Red Tide trying to come out of sewer here. Let's see if I can get onto them. Rikachu's trying to use that fence for cover there, which I really like, and he's got his soldier buddy here to protect him. But they're going to give up on that course of action. Noodle actually has a significant Uber advantage again, simply because Fragophilia popped their Uber earlier in that engagement. The previous engagement. Now it's 25. Like, you would definitely push on this if you were aware. but they're not. So we're going to see it even out again, and now you play the game of who can get a kill, or who can make a mistake and get killed. It looks like Playground Tactics isn't going to play that game, though. They're going in, and they're trying to do an IT push that kills Wilson, but they're just going to kill Wilson and back up. The fan's just going to chill with this Uber there, content that they're not coming. And now you're going to see a repush, so a bit of a European-style push again. London is lit, trying to heal his team, hiding behind the wall, using everything he can to not get hurt. And they get their 2 picks, so Fan and Okus both go down. Oh, Steve C with a massive play. London was surrounded by his team. He thought everything was okay, and Steve C just takes his life. So that could see a push from Fragophilia because they've got 60%. They may end up with 80% if nobody comes back for London. London's walking up, so there wasn't someone at the spawn door for our friend London, and now you've got a sizable advantage that they're probably going to want to push off of. They have left Wilson at last to protect the base, and the Uber comes out, but no point. Okay, there goes the point pressure. Joe cleans things up a little, or is at least in there just in case, and the point's going to go down. But the aggressive double soldier bomb comes out and takes away Steve C. Rikuso kills himself, but, you know, Joe goes down, so that's good. This should, I would push right now. They need to just do this. Play it by the Marxist rule that Z Brian told me once. And, just push in. If somebody dies, back out. But they do have the Uber advantage, so they're just going to chill. And Insom's going to lead this Uber in. He's getting jostled a bit by the Pyro, and Rikachu goes down. That's not good. Rikachu's death to that soldier could be the difference maker here. And the Uber comes out, so that's it. Abort, abort, says Playground Tactics at recess. And there's still only 3 alive in there, but the spawns are going to come down. This could be a bad committal unless they get the med. Yeah, they committed there, and the spawns all came up. So that was a blunder there by Playground Tactics. Rikuso trying to find the med. Where'd the med go? He saw that meta beam, and he was like a bloodhound. He saw it. He wanted it, and it wasn't there. So now we're chilling out at forward spawn. This will not be held by Playground Tactics unless we see absolutely massive plays. They're not even going to try. So good decision there. Let them have the point. That's not something you want to see if you're rooting for Playground Tactics in this, because this is match point, remember. So if Fragophilia takes this is it. It's GG's. Okus gets the point, and they're going to go ahead and push in here, and they're leading with the scout, a very effective tactic on this map. They do get Noodle to pop, and not at choke, but at least a little bit far back, and clean up Rikuso. So you're going to have an opportunity for London to push out here. And it's going to be basically the most adrenaline-pumping moment of the game for these guys, because if last gets back cap, they lose. And not just to push the game, and Sun goes down, so nothing comes of it. They jump Rikachu out onto the point, but only Noodle dies. So that is an alright pick. I mean, it is the med, but they go med for med, and now they're just going to die. Playground Tactics just thought they were okay, I guess, and it just evaporated, and that is GG. So 5-2, Fragophilia, the IM veterans of one season, have defeated the open call-ups in Playground Tactics, but Playground Tactics didn't go down without a fight. A couple little things here and there, and the fights would have swung either way. It was a solid match. I was impressed. So I hope you enjoyed my little cast, complete with a couple vocal errors here and there, but tried to be a little more official type this time, and it wasn't an STV that I'd seen before, so my apologies for the bad camera work as well, but I hope you enjoyed it. Feel free to comment and leave suggestions. I'm going to try and do these whenever I get free time, so thanks for watching.